Keep an eye out, Corey.
Okay, I'll just press OK.
Yeah, we're on.
Okay, we are back here, folks, with Quantum Leap Live, and I'm pleased to bring up our 11 a.m. guest, Sahar, who we're going to get to in just a minute. I just wanted to um, ask my esteemed co-host Corey to give a brief introduction, Corey, and then we'll get to our guest.
Oh yeah, I am Cory and I, and I am a business coach with Take Wing Coaching, and I specialize in working with partnerships. I work with two or more people who typically have a relationship and would like to protect it as they try to run a business together, and also be autonomous business owners.
Okay, beautiful. And our guest today is Sahar Berjis, who's a nutritionist, and she actually is active out in the East Bay, kind of through the tunnel. But I'm going to let her tell her side of the business and who she serves. And welcome to the broadcast, your first time, Sahar. And if you don't mind just telling us who you are and what you do.
Of course. Thank you for having me, David and Corey. I'm Sahar Berjis. I'm owner of Inner Health Wellness, a dietitian, and a functional health coach. And I've been practicing, well, as a dietitian for more than 20 years, but I've had my own practice, private practice, in the Walnut Creek area for about 10 years now.
Okay, great. And I will put the link to your website. And if you want me to put your email, I can do that too. But you have a great website with some more information on you if folks are kind of interested after listening to part of this broadcast. What would you say makes you unique as a nutritionist and in terms of the health field? People who, dietitians. There's kind of a lot of folks here in the Bay Area who have a relation to health, but in terms of your field.
Yes, of course. So I got licensed in the East Coast. I did my registered dietitian in Tulane. So I am a registered dietitian. But what makes me unique is, I practice in different outpatient, hospital, medical clinics as a traditional dietitian. And when I moved to the West Coast, um, I became familiar mostly because my daughter, who was struggling with eczema, autoimmune going on. And so I became exposed to functional nutrition and functional medicine, and basically looking at the whole body approach. So I got certified as a functional nutritionist. So what makes me unique is I've learned to complement both the traditional and my knowledge from as a traditional dietitian and my knowledge as a functional nutritionist. So when I help clients to unlock their potentials and feel better, I look at the whole wellness approach and customize it so that they can feel supported and feel better. So using food, of course, 90% depends on what we eat, right? And to supporting us, but also using functional labs to get a little bit deeper and having a better understanding and bringing in natural herbs and supplements to support my clients.
Okay, great. And that's who we often like to bring on too, because we find that as a big kind of hole in the healthcare system is kind of preventative and nutrition. So um, I, I don't know if I've told you about our other podcast, The Ripple Effect, which maybe we can bring you on at some point, but we got you on earlier, which is why I wanted to have you on with Corey today. But just a side note, what is the process like working with you? Do you work 100% remote, or say I was going to refer you to somebody who said, well, I'd love to just try to get healthy, or, I've been on this health kick for a few years now, so I always like to look to help other people. And I think the one of the way you can do that is refer people to people
Mhm.
who know what you know and how to work with people to get results.
Yeah, I completely agree with you. reaching out to other people and resourcing is a great way to support individuals. We run a multidisciplinary team. So what I mean is, let's say, Dave, you were going to come to see me saying you're having some difficulty with your stomach or gut issues, or things are not sitting well. I'm just randomly throwing out there. What I do is find out what's going on with you. We do testing. So we'll do like a stool test to get a full microbiome analysis. And within our team, we have dietitians that are specialized in Ayurvedic. We have a mindset coach, because part of working with clients and helping them is we support you. We find out what's going on with you. But it's once you are being supported, it's very easy to be successful. It's after it when you're going back into being thrown into the wild and being able to support yourself and continue success. So we have a mindset coach that supports you in the goals, to make sure that you can keep it going. So you and I will work together. I create customized plan based on doing some lab tests, finding out what's going on with your gut. We do complete gut microbiome testing for individuals that are having gut issues. We do vitamin mineral deficiencies, hormone deficiencies if people are having other problems going on with their body. Based on the results, then I support you through food, through supplement and natural herbs. And we work together creating customized plan for a period of time to get you to feel better.
Okay, great. Thanks. I'm going to hand it over to Cory for the second part here.
Of course.
All right. So I always get to ask, so then what is your why? What got you into doing this work? What drives you on that? Yeah.
My why is to unlock my clients' ultimate potential so that they can be their ultimate self and feel better. And the reason that I say that is I've found that through the practice of functional nutrition and traditional nutrition, the combination, we can help individuals feel better. And so they can be more productive. They can be better at work. They can be a better colleague. They can be a better husband, a better brother. They just individually, you just feel so much better. So that's the why I do that.
All right. And so what are some common misconceptions about nutrition and nutritionists?
Oh, there's so many. Where do you want me to start?
They're the most common ones.
People come to me all the time. They're like, oh, am I supposed to be restricting? They feel like dietitians restrict, all the time, or they have to be on these specific crazy diets. And really, I think the reason why dietitians and sometimes, nutritionists are a little different in that as a dietitian, you learn about medical nutrition therapy, you learn about vitamins, minerals, and how to support the individual. And it's not about continuous restrictions. It's really to help you to rebalance your body. The other thing is everybody thinks I know how to cook. I have colleagues that have done certification in culinary, but dietitians are not chefs or cooks. We don't know how to cook, we know a lot about nutrients and to support your body, but that's a common misconception, that people think that we're cooks. And it's interesting because people come to me and they're like, yeah, I've saw this person. They told me to avoid all these things and I'll be fine. And this is where I always like to tell people when you're going in to talking to a dietitian, nutritionist, find out their knowledge, their experience, what is their certifications, because nowadays you can take a class and be a nutritionist. You can, there's like labs that certify you to be a nutritionist. So there's just so much out there and there's so many misconceptions.
Yeah, David and I don't know how much David has paid attention to it, but we supported a company that does a lot of webinars, and they have a long line of, they have a nutritionist. Well, I would say she's well, I mean, she's a doctor, right? And she covers a lot on gut health. So I've learned an enormous amount about the gut biome in the last few years, and it seems to be just this ongoing. It's just we know very little about it. It's a growing area field, and so maintaining that is really critical. Yeah.
Yes, yes, yes. I mean, if you think about it, when you eat, it gets processed, you know, into the stomach. So
Right.
your digestion, your metabolism, your nutrient absorption, gut health is such a big factor. Um, and it has become a moneymaker. It has become a moneymaker on probiotics and all these different supplementations. And it's interesting because even us, we'll test to find out what type of probiotics you actually need based on what your gut microbiome is having. If there
Right.
you don't need it, there's no use just popping pills. Your
Right.
poor liver is drowning, with too many things. So yeah, a balance, a balance.
Nice. Okay. Yeah, lots of things going on there. And so, who's an ideal client for you?
I want to say the ideal client is somebody who the traditional medical system has failed
Okay.
them. We see kids, we see adults, we have children who've gone to the pediatrician, and they've had stomach issues, anxiety, and then they come to us, they've had parasites, bacteria, and we're able to support them. We have people that have been just passed out through so many different systems and they're still not feeling good. And they've done a lot of medications. But those are ideal clients that they've tried so many different routes, and nothing has worked. And, come to us and we really uncover what's going on and help you, support you to feel better.
That's
Great.
awesome.
Yeah, and since we're okay on time here, and I always say ideally it's good to be okay on time if we get through stuff in short order. I have a wild card question for you, and it's
Of
something that
course.
I've learned a lot about, and I feel like part of why the market's so saturated with misinformation is that the profits that are being made in certain industries from the latest fad, and that goes with fitness and nutrition, I say. But what do you think of the supplement industry, and do you see that, does somebody need to take a bunch of supplements to be healthy, or how can one go through sorting out the supplements, and what issues do you see in that industry?
Yeah, I mean, it's become a big marketing tool and a money maker, I think what it is we don't know enough about the benefits of herbs and nutrients. We don't know a lot still. We're still discovering. The drug companies have taken over, and so we just don't know all the benefits that are reaping from fruits and vegetables and flowers and herbs. And so when we hear something, it's like, oh my God, we got to supplement. We got to supplement. We got to supplement. And so the problem is at the end, every supplement has to get processed by our bodies, right? Our poor liver doesn't matter, it has to break everything down. So I do feel supplementation is necessary, right? If we can't get everything in, do we need an average consumer takes so many supplements, that they don't really need, that they can actually even get it from the actual fruit, or they're changing up their diet. So I think unfortunately, it's become a big money maker, and people have used it because of not enough knowledge by consumers, and that to sell it, and every company now makes supplements, honestly, so even when we use supplements, we try to use some functional companies that we know is certified and what specific herbs or product we're looking for. That's there, because some of them, they're not even controlled on the dosage, which could be harmful. Yeah, it's
Yeah,
crazy. It's crazy. I
yeah.
had somebody came with a Macy's shopping bag, and I thought she was giving me a gift, but she came in with a bag of supplements. She's like, "This is what I take," and I just looked at her. I'm like, "Oh my God! When do you have time to eat?" Right? So it's crazy. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel like if you are going to take supplements, you have to learn enough about them to,
Mhm.
one, have reliable companies and make sure that it has the supplement stuff for stuff that you need, and that depends on holes in your diet. So the more I've learned about it, the more I've gotten a little bit of clarity there. But you also have to have reliable companies because a lot of those labels, it's not even like what it says on the label because it's so unregulated. So, but anyway, thanks for commenting on that. Well,
Of
we could
course.
do a whole episode on that, but I do think
You can.
to help you sort through these questions and others, especially exercise and other things related to health. I know you probably have some referrals if you don't help with exercise.
Yeah, we actually have a personal trainer that works
Okay.
in our team to help clients because, our bodies become used to things. We're creatures of habit. And it can even happen with exercise. So I had an athlete who just wasn't losing weight because her body was used to the routine, and then we had her work with our personal trainer, customize her diet and her personal training, and then she started feeling better because we're creatures of habit, so our bodies sometimes get accustomed to exercise in a certain way or eating a certain way. But we see a huge need in movement, and that's why we have a personal trainer in our team, and it's required for our clients to complimentary to see her so that they can get the right support.
Yeah, great. And another side there, I also found that not all proteins kind of created the same, like
Oh
where
my
that
gosh.
comes from and how much is in there. So
Yes.
anyway, a lot
And how
to,
much
lot
protein
to,
you actually need, right?
yeah,
Yes, I
yeah.
know.
Yeah, it is very confusing, and that's why a nutritionist is, to find a good nutritionist is really a huge benefit. So we're excited to have you on to tell us a little bit about that. And we are going to wrap up here momentarily. Corey, if you do you have any last questions
No,
for Sahar while we have her? Okay. Okay, good. Well, thanks for coming on. I'm going to
Of
put the links
course.
to
Thank
get in touch
you.
with you, and I'd encourage folks if you are looking at getting healthy and maybe know somebody who could use, gut health or good referral. She's here in the Bay Area to help you. So, thanks for that, and we'll love to keep in touch and have you back at some point.
Perfect. Well, thank you guys. You guys have a great day.
You
you too.
too. Signing off for Quantum Leap. Thanks, everyone.